And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Infection Season 2, Episode 3. I hope you're all having a lovely evening tonight. So, a brief recap on what happened last time. So, the party was tasked with creating a distraction for Lieutenant Nerva and the rest of the Resistance to try to basically save some captured civilians that the Infection or the Collective had captured and taken into one of their spires. And they were meant to hold off any reinforcements, and so they took up arms in this small fortress just outside, just past a river. And their goal was to just hold them there for 3 hours, essentially, and then an airship would come and take them away. And there was a lot of discussion before they left camp that if they were ever to be infected, that our other party members would take care of them in the biblical sense, so that they couldn't. I don't think I used that right.
No,
don't worry about it.
No,
it's fine.
Take care of me.
Yes,
in the biblical
sense.
We do get what you meant, though.
We got to start with comedy before we get into what's going to happen today.
Can I just point out, the point where we were all talking about how we would murder each other if, we got turned, was the light part of the game?
That was the light part of the episode.
Suicide pact.
Not everyone. Yes, Dax, not you.
No.
Yes, hi, buddy.
Oh my god.
Hi, buddy. And so the party set off to this old broken down fortress, which they fortified. They helped rebuild the holes in the fortress. They set traps, and that's when the hordes came out, once the attack started on the opposite spire. And the party fought valiantly. They dispatched the hordes with relative ease, but because of the defenses that they had laid out, it really slowed them down. I think when I did the math at the end of the session, they did over 1,000 damage, over those couple rounds of combat. And as the hordes were waning and there was very few left, a figure came down from the sky. The drowned king made himself known. And he laid waste to the entire fortress in one fell swoop. One blast of psychic energy laid the entire fortress to waste, knocking Braylon unconscious and severely damaging the rest of the party. And as the drowned king, satisfied with his work, began to fly away, Lucian, being driven by his vengeance and his oath, decided that he was going to attack the drowned king, letting loose a powerful fireball into his back. Now the drowned king is a vain man, an overconfident man. So being challenged by what he sees as lesser, he turned to teach them a lesson. And the party fought valiantly. Lucian was ready to face him, and Rhiannon decided to fire 2 arrows. After the first arrow, he said, "I'll get to you." And not listening, she fired a second arrow. And once again, the drowned king, having a very, very large ego, decided he'll deal with them first. At that point, he charmed Vidar to kill Rhiannon. And the party, Nate sacrificing his body, hurting himself, pushed himself to get there to try to break the concentration on the spell. Lucian, giving up his humanity, pushed himself. Braylon got back on her feet. Everyone fought so valiantly to try to break the concentration before it could happen. And they unfortunately were unable to. Through praying to their gods, through summoning their most powerful magics, the Drowned King was just too strong. His hold on Vidar was just too strong. And in the moments where the control over him finally broke, it was him waking up to seeing himself plunging his sword into Rhiannon's stomach, ending her life. At that point, the party decided it was time to leave, as they were getting beaten and beaten badly. Their connection to dragons through Nate and Lucian allowed them a means of escape. Lucian tried to hold the line, but Lucian fell himself. At which point Nate, trying to get everyone to leave after getting Rhiannon's body and getting Braylon and holding Braylon back from running to Lucian, Vidar decided to make the ultimate sacrifice to atone for what he'd done, giving up his life force and his essence and his energy to his deity to make sure his friends would get home safe. And the party, beaten and broken, escaped just barely. Not all of them. As Vidar, all that was left of him was what Nate could grab, which was his holy symbol. And the dragon landed in camp. The party, Nate collapsed from exhaustion. Braylon and Lucian held each other, and clerics were called to see to Rhiannon. And we saw the one single ash float from the sky. One single golden ash, very similar to Vidar's, land on Rhiannon's chest, right where her heart was. And we ended with her taking a sharp inhale as she was brought back to life. And that is where we're going to begin our story for tonight. So, you all return to camp, and it's a bit like a blur for most of you, as you were beaten quite badly. You were hurt, you were injured, and we're gonna start with Nate. Nate, you wake up perhaps the next day, and you're in what seems to be like a medical tent. You are covered nearly head to toe in bandages. There's doctors and nurses and clerics kind of moving about, but you are alive. What would you like to do?
How physically capable am I?
So, are you trying to move?
Yeah, I think after like this brief moment of like waking and clearing thoughts, clearing his head of whatever fog there is there, having those brief memories of what's transpired, he'll probably fight to sit up.
So as you sit up and you're sore. You are incredibly sore, and you swing your feet to the side of the bed. And do you try to stand up?
Yep.
So you go to get on your feet, and initially, like normal, you sit up. But when you go to kind of your full weight is applied to your leg, there's this sharp pain that shoots from your Achilles tendon up to your hip, and like you stumble back to the bed. And then the clerics kind of rush over to you, and they say you're going to have to take it easy for a while. You tore quite a bit of your muscles in your legs during your battle.
I can deal with a few tears. Now, if you could strap this fucking thing as tight as you can, splint it, give me some sort of stick or something, and I'm going to check on everyone else.
Of course. And you see the clerics kind of rush, and they begin to kind of give you almost like a splint on your leg, and they give you a crutch for you to have. And you're not going to permanently need a crutch, Nate, but something from your injuries from this battle going forward for the foreseeable future until you find a solution. On occasion, when you're attempting to make a dexterity or strength check, you may have disadvantage. It's not going to be an always thing. It's not going to be a consistent thing. It's going to be this is an old injury that will come back to haunt you sometimes.
All right.
And that's from when you sacrificed half of your HP to move faster.
Yeah. That's fair.
You messed yourself up pretty bad doing that.
All right. That's reasonable.
So you're going to go off and find the others?
Yeah. So that's going to be stumbling out of the flaps of the tent, sort of this crutch held low. He's going to sort of look around and realizing that he's been unconscious, sort of do a quick snap, this concentration down on like one of the tattoos that sort of is winding his way down one of his arms, and Ingot is going to reappear.
Yeah, Ingot is there.
Yeah, so he's gonna, and as I'm walking, I'm just going, Rhiannon, first, find it, and I'm gonna send the Ingot off.
And you see Ingot goes off to, because like the medical part, you see as you've been asleep, the Warforged have been hard at work, along with the other resistance fighters, turning this once refugee camp into, almost like a small town that has been fortified. And so you see where they've taken most of the injured is off, kind of near where you are, and you see Ingot goes into almost like a separate tent, over there. Do you follow?
Nate's gonna limp his way over to the tent flap and sort of wait there a quick second, hand on the fabric. Rhiannon?
And Rhiannon, you... Last thing you remember was seeing Vidar plunging his sword into your stomach. And it went dark. For a long time it was just darkness. And then in that darkness there was a small light. A small campfire, perhaps. And you think you see someone there. And you try to get closer and closer, and you get warmer and warmer as you get close to the fire. But when you make it to the fire, whoever was there is no longer. And all you feel is the warmth of this campfire. And the next thing you hear is Nate's voice calling your name. And you wake up. And you are lying in a hospital bed. You are, as I described to Nate, there are, clerics kind of standing by. Your body aches and it hurts, and you have bandages all about you. Make a perception check for me.
An 8.
So with an 8, it's not hard to notice. As you're kind of taking in the space, you look down and your stomach is bare, as it looks like they were working. And you see a thick scar across your stomach from where Vidar's sword entered your body. A thick, dark, it looks like it has been healed by whatever magics the clerics were using. Across your stomach. And you, like I said, you heard Nate's voice call your name from outside the tent.
Nate?
And he'll push his way in with the one hand that's free. And just stand in the doorway. Rhiannon,
Are we back at camp? How did we get back here?
He's gonna make his way over to the bed and lean against it. One hand up against wherever he can lean. We got back. There's we made it back.
I died.
Back.
I died.
And yet you are.
Oh my god, Nate, where's Vidar? You know that he was under that spell, right? That wasn't him. He didn't actually do that to me. He would never hurt me. You know that.
He didn't. He He cared so much about you. He
What does that mean?
He's gonna reach inside one of his pockets and he's gonna pull out the holy symbol. I couldn't keep him here.
Nate, what does that mean?
It's gonna hold out the holy symbol down to Rhiannon.
I smack it away. Where's Vidar? What are you talking about?
When you went down, it wasn't only you that went down. We nearly lost everyone. Lucian tried to pull you free and you were sent down to the ground, and it seemed like we were to lose him too. Vidar, I'm not going to pretend to understand how light or magic or any of this works, but he gave everything to get us home safe. Everything but this. And even that was because I had to take it.
So you're telling me that he's gone?
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Sorry I couldn't do more. I tried.
Oh,
We all tried.
dude. He knows that I can't lose anyone else. He wouldn't do that.
We tried. We tried.
I think Rhiannon just curls up in a ball and starts sobbing.
Okay.
Nate's going to take one of her hands and place the holy symbol on it, just hold it tight. This is the last of him, and it goes to you. I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm not him, but... And he's gonna stay with her.
Okay. We're gonna cut over to Braylon and Lucian. I don't want to speak for you. Would the two of you have been recovering together? Because you two would have needed treatment as well.
I would say so, yes.
Yeah, Lucian wouldn't leave Braylon's side. Lucian wouldn't be leaving Braylon's side, and Lucian would be very... But despite the fact he's not leaving our side, he's really absent. Like, he's not there. His mind is wandering elsewhere.
Can I roll just a general perception on Lucian?
Well, yes. So I'm gonna kind of set the scene for the two of you. So the two
Okay.
of you were brought to the same medical tent as well. And Braylon, one of the things that, like, you know, because you were healed. You were healed from your injuries and you were brought back, but you were hit by this psionic blast that put you down. And you didn't notice it right away when you got back. But there's this constant low ringing in your ears that never stops. It's just always there. And like with Nate, at some point, you're going to have disadvantage on perception checks because you have this ringing in your ear from being hit like so hard by this psychic blast. And Lucian, As I said, you're also in the same tent. The two of you basically, they, probably to Lucian's request, put your medical beds like right next to each other.
It would not have been a request. Lucian would have been like, you can certainly try and remove me from her presence, but part of you will come away with you.
Right. And Lucian, as you've been able to kind of like try to settle into your new full vampiric being, since you're no longer half. Every time you close your eyes, you see yourself launching that fireball and everything that follows. And so going forward, when certain situations will arise, you will have tests to make as well. As you have those memories replaying in your head when you close your eyes. And Braylon, you wanted to make a perception check.
Yeah. I noticed him being kind of strange, and Braylon knows her friend very well and knows when something is wrong. Okay. She's gonna kind of shake her head, trying to clear the ringing in her ears. Oh, that's fun. That is a 12.
12. Lucian, how obvious are you being about being slightly, being distant?
It's not even that he's trying to hide it, it's that it's noticeable. Beforehand he was always used to sitting quite still, but now he's too still. He doesn't, even before, sorry, I'm really sorry, Astrid is waking up.
No worries.
Even beforehand with when he didn't have to breathe, there was always his body mimicked breathing.
Right.
Now he just doesn't, his chest doesn't move.
Right.
He's very, very still. He doesn't blink at all. He doesn't need to. All the facsimiles are gone.
Okay. So Lucian's taking care of the baby. So Braylon, we're gonna jump back to you, okay?
Are we in the same tent as everyone else?
No, you guys
Okay.
were in, because you needed separate kinds of treatment.
Okay.
So Luos, oh, he's back. Okay, Luos, almost there, Luos, almost there. All right, you good, Lucian? Okay.
Can I
So you would have noticed that he's off.
Yeah. I'm just gonna painfully sit up in the bed and reach out a hand and just put it on his shoulder. Not say anything.
When you try to sit up, he does move, and he's gonna almost try and coax you back down. And as you sit, his movements are too quick, they're less precise and just more they're faster than they should be. He's so, because of it, his dexterity is increased.
Yeah.
Because of this, so he is moving less somebody that's done sword fighting and is precise in their movements, and more he just is there quicker on most things, and he's the time it takes for him to rotate and then move to you is it's like seeing somebody fast forward a little bit, and he's just going to put a hand on your shoulder and be right, Braylon, no, you can't, you're not ready yet. It's you have to continue to rest. You have to rest.
His eyes have changed, haven't they?
Yeah, his eyes have changed. They're no longer that kind of silvery grey. The irises look pure crimson. Just straight up everybody here saw Strahd with those pure blood red eyes. That's his eyes now.
As he like reaches a hand for me and puts it on my shoulder, I like put my hand over his, and there's like flashes in her memory of when she saw Strahd for the first time. And there's almost like, you know, when you're like a child and you're told stories of monsters and demons and things like that, those like immediately go to her mind. And she just is like, what did you do? What happened when I was down? What did you do?
At that, like he's been anticipating that question, but like he could have had an entire lifetime to prepare for it. He still wouldn't have been able to answer. But he's going to turn and look at Braylon with eyes that can't cry, and he's just gonna say, It was my fault. Everything. I keep playing it back, thinking to myself there must be something, there had to be something that was going to cause it anyway, but no. It was my fault. Every single part.
Can I push against his strength to try and sit up?
I mean, are you holding her down?
At that point, no. At that point, he's just frozen. Like
yeah, so you can sit
there
up.
would be no
problem.
resistance.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but I don't think it was your fault. I don't want you to say that.
He was leaving, Braylon. He was leaving. And I saw you fall from that tower, and I thought you were dead. And it was like seeing her dead all over again.
I just hug him.
He keeps talking through it like it's like he's not registering that you're real. I don't know, something snapped, and for just a small piece of time I wanted to be like him. I wanted to be able to just kill. And so I did. I threw everything I had at him, every single part of me. I threw it at him, and it was nothing. And then he killed them. And then there's no part of me that's human anymore. I gave it away. I gave it away to try and save Rhiannon, to try and save Nate, to try and save all of them, to try and save you. And it still did nothing. That's what we were to him. Nothing.
We're still here.
Vidar isn't. Vidar isn't, and I am. How is that a fair trade?
I don't know Vidar in the ways that other people do. But what he did for a reason. And you're here for that reason. Don't allow your mind to poison you, please. I need you here. Lucian, whether you're human, vampiric, I don't care. We don't care. But I know the demons in your head. And I know that it's going to be up to you to fight them.
When Braylon says the word vampiric, he almost recoils. Like flinches at the word. Doesn't say anything after that.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Okay. And so, with that, we cut over to Luos. So, Luos, you assaulted the spire alongside Lieutenant Nerva and the rest of the Resistance. And you were successful in rescuing the hostages and learning about the spire. You know, as much as you could, because the Prime interrupted your work. And you, alongside Lieutenant Nerva together, mortally wounded the Prime. He escaped from you, but just barely. And you returned to camp to see your friends, your meatbags, sorely beaten. And you would have, while they've been in and out of it for the last few days, recovering from their injuries, you have been conscious. So with these 2 days, you know, obviously you're conscious because you were injured, but not nearly like they were. What would have Luos done over those 2 days while they're recovering?
Well, the very first thing is Luos, is probably like just walking around, like patrolling the different tents, like making sure nobody comes anywhere near her meat bags, her friends. At the sign, who woke up first? Nate?
It would have been, you would have seen Nate, like, after a few days, because they'd been really, like, in and out of it, while the clerics worked on them. You would have seen Nate get up out of his tent, and go into Rhiannon's. This would be, like, the 2 days, on the second day, Nate woke up, and, went over to Rhiannon's tent.
I'm not gonna go into any of the tents. Okay. But if and when Nate comes back out, I'll confront him.
Okay.
Can I jump in there and say that with Nate there with Rhiannon, he'll probably stay there and hold her hand until she falls asleep or goes quiet, or to some extent, and then he would be stepping away again because he needs to check on everyone else.
So you would see Nate and his Drake step out of the tent.
Just before you see anything else, he steps out, and it's just as if whatever strength that was previously there is just for a brief second just and leans completely and utterly on the crutch.
I'm gonna go up to Nate and kind of just lightly hold his shoulders. Hey. It's good to see you up.
Gods. And he's just gonna wrap her in a hug.
Lewis will hug Nate back and kind of help him get comfortable on his crutch.
I'm
glad to see you're up.
Yes. Thank you. I'm so pleased to see that you're okay.
Are you supposed to be out of bed? Do I need to escort you back to your
No,
Lewis looking around for
Lewis,
like.
I
thing.
appreciate it, but I don't feel like sleeping just now.
So you're feeling better?
Physically, somewhat. Yeah. Yes. I know you don't always know what we feel or
I'm gonna put my hand up. I'm
yes.
very sad. I just don't show it the same way you do. Come on, I'll walk you to the other tent. And I'll walk with him too. Where are you going next?
I mean, there's only 2 more to check on.
I won't be
Both in the
entering
same
any of them,
place.
but I'll walk with you to the next one.
Lewis, come in.
Okay, I will. And I will ask Vigor to stand outside the tent and watch as we both go.
So you guys make it to Braylon and Lucian's tent. Vigor stands guard outside.
Ingot stands guard with him.
What was that?
Ingot stands guard with him.
Yep. Ingot on one side, Vigor on the other.
It's like a tiny gargoyle. It's like
It's so cute.
Be on Vigor's shoulder.
yeah,
Really
he could be a little scarf.
That's adorable.
That's adorable.
And really quick,
Oh my god, this is a new thing.
we need to
Vigor. Sorry, yeah, I'm just saying he can give his draconic essence to whoever's hitting. So if he's close enough to Vigor, he can just make Vigor stronger. They could be a nice little pairing.
That'd be dope.
That's so cool.
Before we
That's a thing now.
Before
Anyway.
we cut to the group of you going into the tent, we're gonna go back to Rhiannon. And Rhiannon,
Oh god.
Nate has, you quieted down or, kind of calmed down a little bit, and Nate left you. And I need you to make me another perception check.
You're cruel.
17.
So as you're kind of like, you catch your breathing, you steady yourself a little bit more. You get this feeling, you know now what happened to Vidar. And he's missing. But you feel something else is missing. Yes, Nate.
Sorry, I would just like to point out that we've had a big bundle of gifted subs.
Yes. I was. That's why I was going like this and thanking them, because I didn't want to interrupt your RPG.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice that. My apologies.
You're good.
Carry on.
Vidar is missing, but you can feel something else is missing. Something that you've had for a long time. Your magic. You don't feel it. You don't feel it anymore. That
Like my original magic?
yes. Your ability to cast magic and use it is missing from you.
I try to cast Create Bonfire.
Nothing happens. You hold your hand out and go through the motions like you have for your entire life. And there's nothing. Your connection to magic has been severed. Whether you
Can I
Yeah, go
can
ahead.
I get out of bed?
Yeah, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm good at 22.
Yeah, so you're able to kind of push yourself out of the bed. You're still quite weak, but you're able to sit. You're able to sit up. What would you
Do
like
I
to
know if there are Do I know if there are any patch of woods or anything within the camp?
I mean, the camp is surrounded by woods.
I want to go out to the woods.
Okay. So, are you trying to do this stealthily, or just walk to the woods?
I think in the back of my head, I do it stealthily, but like, my real goal is just getting there. I don't really care if I.
Yeah, you're pretty much going to be like having to pull yourself along buildings and things to get yourself there, as you're still in kind of like the hospital gown almost, and the bandages, and you're still incredibly weak. And you're able to kind of bypass, some things, and you make it to the edge of the woods.
I try to cast Create Bonfire again.
Nothing.
I think I keep trying it for like a solid minute. Try to druid craft. I try to do anything.
And you do this, and it like you keep trying to do the hand signs and pull on this pool of magic, this nature magic that you used to use, and you can't hear it, you can't feel it anymore.
I think I just collapse next to a tree.
And when you collapse, you see, or you feel a hand on your shoulder, and it's Lieutenant Nerva. And she goes, "You shouldn't be out of bed. Let's get you back to your tent." And she kind of loops one arm under yours and lifts you up and begins to take you back to your medical tent. Do you go willingly?
Yeah, I think I let that happen.
Okay. And yes.
Really quick, would Vigor have seen this?
I'll connect all of these things in just a second. And Lieutenant Nerva gets you back to the tent, and she goes, "I'll alert your friends that you are awake. We have a lot of things to discuss. But just rest. I'll have them come to you, all right?"
I don't think I acknowledge her.
Okay. And so with that, we cut back to the other scene, and I'll bridge the two once you guys have had yours. Nate and Luos, you enter the tent, and there's a bit of not eerie silence, but there's just silence in the tent as you see Lucian and Braylon kind of sitting together. What do you do?
How are you feeling physically?
As soon as I see Nate, I'm going to force myself to stand, and there is just a lingering hate in Braylon's eyes as she just stares him down, kind of standing between him and Lucian.
I'm going to move between them and ask again, how are you feeling physically?
Been better? It's good to see you, Lewis.
I'm going to attempt to give you a really awkward hug.
She also gives you a very awkward hug. And Lyle, still her eyes are fixed on Nate.
I'm going to pull back and step off to the side, kind of unsure of the proper emotional reaction in this moment.
I suppose Nate's gonna take an unsteady step forwards, and he's I'm glad
takes
to
a
see you both.
What was that, Nate?
After a brief, awkward moment, he's just to say, "I'm glad to see you both up."
Braylon takes another step forward until she's basically like, you know, very, very close to him. And there's still like that lingering hatred in her eyes. And then it all just melts away and she hugs him.
There's that brief moment of confusion where it's just I'm so
Nate,
sorry.
you're supposed to hug back.
Thank you. No, yeah, I forgot for a moment. And it's gonna wrap her in a hug as well and say, yeah, we tried.
Why do I feel like we failed?
Because we did. There's no way of sugarcoating it. We fucked up.
Can I whisper to Nate, please don't blame Lucian?
I don't. Not for a second.
And she steps away.
The next time we see the drowned rat, whoever the fuck he was. I'm gonna make sure that he's in pieces by the end of it.
You want to see him again? After all this?
I see is not quite the word I want. To put it in simple terms, Lewis, I want to kill him. No, I don't just want to kill him. I want to hurt him. Badly. And I'll be thinking of Vidar while I do. I'll scream his name to the heavens and into his fucking chest cavity.
Where's Rhiannon?
Maureen.
I left her in the tent. I checked on her.
And with
I
you
gave her the
saying
news.
you left her, Vigor pokes his head in and kind of alerts you, Luos, that Lieutenant Nerva is walking towards you, and they saw Rhiannon being guided back into her tent.
I'm gonna step out then and go make sure Rhiannon's okay.
Okay, so I'll wrap this and then we'll connect all of these things. So Nate, sorry, I interrupted you.
No worries. Yes. I brought her up to date.
So she knows?
Yes. She knows.
It says that Rhiannon knows Lucian's going to get up and just walk out the tent. And he's going to go to Rhiannon.
Okay. So, anything else for Nate and Braylon?
I'm going to assume we probably follow Lucian, but before we do, she's going to put a hand on Nate's chest, and I appreciate what you did. But if you come between me and my choices again, I will kill you.
I hope I won't have to make you make that decision.
I appreciate you, Nate.
So, the group of you come out of the tent, and you're met by Lieutenant Nerva. Luos would be right there, and then the group of you were close behind. And she looks at all of you, and her eyes linger on Braylon, and then kind of go back to addressing the group of you. And she says, "I'm glad to see you're all awake. Rhiannon, I found her trying to sneak out of camp. I think something's gone wrong with her magics. As she was trying, it looks like she was trying to cast magic, but she couldn't. We have some things.
I'm sorry.
We have some things to talk about. So if you wouldn't mind, if we could all go to her tent and discuss where to go from here. And I also have something from Vidar for all of you." And she kind of turns on a heel and begins to, unless Lewis, you had anything to say.
Wait, is Rhiannon in the tent already?
So you guys are kind of like in the camp. You guys are in between the tents talking to Lieutenant Nerva, as Lieutenant Nerva put her back in her tent. Put her back in her bed. And so now Lieutenant Nerva turns to lead you all into Rhiannon's tent. And
When we...
Oh, okay, so Luos, then Braylon.
I was just going to say, Luos would like to stay outside of the tent, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So you stay outside of the tent. Braylon, what's up?
When we enter the tent, is Rhiannon like in her bed, like just lying there?
What would you be doing, Rhiannon?
I think Lieutenant Nerva tried to get her to like lay down, but she like refused, so she's like just sitting at her bed.
I go and I sit next to her, and I just like gently put a hand like on her thigh, just for her to have someone there next to her.
I think I put my head on your shoulder.
And all but Luos, you're now... Lucian, did you go to the tent? Or where did you go?
Lucian is going to go to enter, but then like as he attempts to enter, like he seems to stop mid-step, and then like really, really quietly is gonna, not really like quietly, but enough that it can be heard. It's just gonna say, "Rhiannon, if you wouldn't mind inviting me in."
Fuck. You can come in.
Steps in, looking very sick. And he stays like right next to the entrance.
And Lieutenant Nerva looks to Luos as she's about to enter. Are you sure you don't want to come inside?
I'm sure. And for once, Luos kind of stumbles over her words. I will make sure everybody is safe.
And Lieutenant Nerva kind of gives you a knowing, like, look and nod, and walks into the tent. And she looks to all of you, and what you all did, I'm not going to attempt to lighten the cost of what you went through. I'm just glad you're still with us. And your friend Vidar left this journal with me, and some letters that were to be sent if he did not return. And she pulls out from her bag a leather-bound journal and offers it to Nate. Those are his notes and the things he's written down from apparently different timelines and things of what you have all been through many times, it seems. And I think it will help glean some insight on what you ought to do next.
I don't take it immediately.
Okay.
I sort of see it in front of me, and
You see
check
the
over
book
to
that
Rhiannon first.
Vidar was always writing in. Is what it is.
I check to Rhiannon first.
I give you a nod.
Take the journal.
Okay. And then the second thing in her hand is an envelope that is sealed. And she offers it to Rhiannon. And Rhiannon, I'm going to send you on Discord what it says.
It's all good.
While she's reading that, Nate is going to move himself over to stand in front of Braylon and Lucian and flick open the first few pages.
Okay. There's actually a part of this that I can't have sent right away, so I'm gonna read it for you if you wouldn't mind, Gina. So do you open the letter?
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully none of you have to read this, and I have burnt it upon our return to camp. But if not, I hope at least everyone made it back safe. Yes, even you, Lucian. But Luos was right. We don't know each other. We bonded in the past and by our traumas, but we're not close. And that needs to change if we're going to win this time. So let me light the torch and start it off. I am Vidar Kephalos, and I come from Flame Keep in Thrain. My parents are Castor and Gita. They still live there and make the best slow-roasted pork you will ever taste. My sister Ava, who I've always envisioned as a Queen's Guard in Thalengrad. I love the way the colors cascade through the skies as the sun sets. While I may not know many of you well, I still consider you part of my community, a part of my family, and I'll do whatever is necessary to protect those within it. Do not let grief drown out the flames of hope, for even if I am no longer there, hope needs to live on. Hope for the next sunrise, for the comfort of a friend, or for the smiling faces of those you've saved, and hope for the day where the collective is no more. And then, Rhiannon, what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, and Gnomish.
There is something written on the letter after that in a language you don't recognize. And then it continues back in Common. I will never be far. Look for me in the warmth of every flame, and know that I am standing there behind you. Vidar Kephalos. And that's the end of the letter.
I've probably been reading that out loud.
And as I said, there was one section of the letter that is in a different language.
I pass it to Nate. Does anyone know what this says?
What languages do you speak, Nate?
Giant, Dwarvish, or Primordial? Or Draconic?
Nope.
I look at it and I'm sorry. None of you two? Rhiannon and Lucian?
Braylon and Lucian, what languages do you speak?
Did I say Rhiannon? I mixed two people's names.
Welcome to my life.
Welcome to the club.
I know Common, Draconic, Elvish, Inferno, and Celestial.
Okay. And then Braylon? You're muted?
Where can I find what languages I speak? Sorry, I can't find
It
it.
should be on your character sheet on the bottom left side on D&D Beyond.
It's under
Left corner on
proficiencies.
the first page.
Oh, I see. Just Common and Elvish.
Okay, so Lucian, you can read it.
Oh.
Celestial, is that?
It's still definitely celestial.
And it is in celestial. And so the line prior to the celestial section was hope for a day where the collective is no more. And hope that goodbye in a sending stone with a loved one isn't the last one you'll say to her.
Says, and hope a goodbye to a loved one in a sending stone isn't the last thing you'll say to her.
And Rhiannon, you know that that references you.
Do I know where my stuff is?
It would be sitting nearby.
I go ruffling through my bag and pull out the sending stone.
Okay.
That me and Vidar shared.
Okay.
I just hold it in my hand.
And Lieutenant Nerva pipes up and she goes, I will give you all the time that you need to rest and recover. And when you're ready, we need to make sure that your friend's sacrifice wasn't in vain. And end this nightmare for all of us. But I wanted to let you know that this camp, which has now turned into more of a town, we decided to... Well, your friend... And you see her kind of like, her words break a bit. My friend, Vidar, as well. 'Cause he was one of... He worked for her. We decided to name it Hearth. Vidar was a paladin of the Hearth. After him in his memory. So I will leave you to do what you must and rest and find me when you're ready. Braylon, yes, you have your hand up.
Once she finishes speaking, Braylon is just gonna pipe up and just... Her mother was very religious and she always pressured Braylon to be, knowing of all the gods. And she's gonna say a prayer for Vidar.
Okay.
Aldera, guide us. May your light protect us. Your flames cleanse away all evil. Your loving warmth protects the innocent. Give us the strength to do what is needed, to know right from wrong.
Yes, Nate.
Nate turns and starts to leave the tent, and he just sort of places a hand on Lucian's shoulder. Just goes, Lucian, with me.
Braylon is watching very closely.
Yeah.
Do you go with Lucian?
Yeah, Lucian just nods. He's going to look at Braylon with a look of like... I mean, she would know. He's like, he's saying it's all right. I'm fine. Like,
She just nods.
And then he'll turn and follow Nate.
Can I make a perception check, please? Not
Yes, please, go ahead.
not on Lucian, but the general camp. Sorry, I'll do it on D&D Beyond. I'm looking for as many scrap pieces of wood as I can to begin with, finding small ones and slowly building up.
Okay.
I'm going to start piling them in the center of the camp.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take you some doing because you've got a crutch and you're limping.
That's why I grabbed Lucian.
Are you helping, Lucian?
Yeah, once he kind of sees what Nate's doing, he'll move around and start gathering up scrap bits of wood as well.
Okay.
And I want to make this a bonfire.
Okay. So it takes the two of you a bit of some time, but you see other people kind of notice what you're doing and they begin to help. They begin to kind of bring some more wood over And you see even Lieutenant Nerva stopped what she was doing, and she gets her men to come over and start to pile wood. And after some time, you have a good size, basically, pyre ready to go.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to bring out as many barrels of ale and spirits, whatever their fucking is, and it's being rolled out and set in the center, just out of range.
Okay.
And then I'm marching back to the tent, and I am picking up Rhiannon or pushing her out the door or something.
Rhiannon, do you go with?
Yeah, I think so. I think I hesitate because I don't know what's going on, but I think Nate's insistency. I'll go.
So you all make your way out of the tent. Braylon, do you go with?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we wait until Harley is back? Or is she back
Harley
for
needs a
while?
moment.
Okay.
So we're going to continue going forward.
Alright.
And she will join us when she's good.
Okay. Well then, it's filling up ale tankards, passing them out to whoever's around, and I'm going to cover as much of the pyre as I can with oil before I hand a single torch to Rhiannon. So if this place is called Hearth, better have a damn good one at its center.
I look into Torch. I think I feel the fire kind of resonates a similar feeling to the fire that I saw when I died. I grip it in my hand and I hold back, chuck it in the fire.
And Nate, make a perception check for me.
$25.
So as you see Rhiannon, like, bring the torch up to hurl it, you see it for a moment. The torchlight. You know, normally when you wave a torch in the wind, the fire wanes, right? You know, when you're waving it around, right? And for a moment, when she gets it back to almost like the apex of where she's about to throw it, you see the flames increase as the torch goes and lands into the pyre and ignites this bonfire. It's and you all stay in kind of in, like, I guess, not celebrate, but remember Vidar around this bonfire for the evening.
Braylon gets very drunk.
Oh, Rhiannon gets drunk too.
So does Nate.
Lucian?
Not get drunk anymore. Lucian kind of keeps a bit of distance from the majority of the crowd, tends to stay closer to Braylon. He's always got a drink in his hand, but nobody would see him drinking.
Okay. So the night goes on. You remember your friend, and we have a hydrate check, so this would be a proper time for us all to take it.
I think that's a wonderful fucking time for a cheers to
Cheers
the
to
memory
Vidar.
of Vidar.
To Vidar.
Good eye.
And
To Dax, who was in the chat.
yes,
To Dax.
we miss
We
you.
love you and we miss you.
Vidar. Give us two Vidars in the chat, everyone. And the night goes on, and the celebration goes well into the night. He misspelled his own name in the chat.
Oh, that!
Tuvaduk.
Dex!
Tuvaduk. And the fire goes for a long time, and you all are eventually returned to your quarters or your medical tents, because Rhiannon, you still have quite a lot of recovery. And
can I have one final word to her just before she goes?
yes, please.
So as Rhiannon leaves for the evening, he's tilt the head over and just he hasn't left you. He's there. You'll see. Good night. He's just gonna stumble off and
Braylon, I see your hand up.
I was gonna say something to Rhiannon as well. She kind of drunkenly stumbles over and puts her head on her chest. She's very intoxicated. She smells like alcohol. And she looks up at her and is like, I don't know a whole lot about love. But he loved you, he loved you, Rhiannon. And then she drunkenly stumbles off.
No, I give you a big hug because I'm drunk too.
She's like, don't touch me! No!
No, I need a hug right now.
I love you, but please. No!
Accept it!
My one weakness, hugs.
And Lucian, what do you want to do?
Looking would like to be waiting at Rhiannon's tent.
Waiting at Rhiannon's tent? Okay.
Yeah, not inside, because it's not just buildings anymore, guys. It's anything that's considered a residence.
Well, once you've been accepted in, you can go in, right?
I think it's on a basis. You have to be invited.
I always thought it was a permanent thing.
I thought once you were invited, we should iron these things out together. Braylon.
Either way,
Yeah.
Braylon will always remember to invite him into places.
Okay.
Unless she wants to fuck with him.
So
It has to be a resident.
yes.
Oh, damn.
So Rhiannon, you see Lucian standing at your medical tent, waiting for you.
Do I know what happened to Lucian?
You were down by that point.
I go up to my door. You want to talk?
Bother you. But there's some words I do need to say. I'll try to be brief. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I didn't know Vidar the way I would have liked to. I guess that's my main issue with anybody, is not knowing them the way that I would like to. But I know enough to know that what he did was possibly one of the greatest acts I've ever seen in my life. And also enough to know that I'm sorry. Because this would not have happened if it wasn't for my haste to get ill-sought vengeance.
Lucian, no.
No, Rhiannon, this is something that is fact.
We faced the big bad, and we only got 3 seconds to react. I did exactly what you did. Why do you get to take all the blame? How's that fair?
Because he was leaving. He was leaving.
Yeah, and we got our shot. We got our shot at it. Do you really think that I blame you for attacking the sole source of all of this the second that you got? That's insane, Lucian. If you didn't take that shot, what is this whole entire war for? What have we been fighting for if you're not going to take risks, if you're not going to actually do something about this? You don't get to take blame for that. You don't get to do that.
Apologize for my apology. Visual walk away.
So Lucian.
Lucian.
Sorry.
Lucian. You don't have to blame yourself, is what I'm saying. And if nothing that I say will change anything, can you please forgive yourself? Because if you can't, then I can't.
Stop as she says that, but once she finishes speaking, he will just walk away again.
Okay. And the night winds down. And morning comes. And Nate, I guess you're drunk, so
Hungover now.
Did you do anything with the journal? Did you do any reading?
You would have tried.
Okay. Make me a history check.
Oh, wonderful. It's +0.
Second win this.
Because you have.
Did you say 0?
Because you have the book. Roll at advantage.
Okay. 17 in total.
Okay. So, from the little reading that you've done, and perhaps some hungover reading in the morning, this seems to be Vidar tracking everything that's happened with the collective. From the time when you met, in the tavern to track down the missing racer, to your first confrontation, to the brothel, to the forest, to what happened on the ship, everything. Up until before you left camp. But then you realize there's more to it. There's a different version of the story. And, as you flip through, you knew that it was revealed to you that you had all been through this many times because of what outside forces were doing as they were competing against each other. And what seemed like passing memories or like fleeting thoughts of like how you would have acted differently in this situation. You realize now that those were just different timelines, different versions of yourselves acting differently. And Vidar somehow was able to remember what had happened. And your hands land on a page, and it's titled "The Closest We Got." And it speaks of, instead of trying to kill the dragons of the apocalypse as the collective tried to dominate them, you convinced them to join you. That this infection was not only a threat to the planet, but it was a threat to their position. The dragons of the apocalypse were created to basically reset the planet, to begin a new age. And if the collective was allowed to do what they would do, it would end the cycle, thus by ending the dragons. And so you somehow had found a way to convince them to join you. But Vidar looks like the end got muddled, and Vidar doesn't know where it went after that. All he knows is that all he had journaled was that you had attempted to bring them to your side. Bring the 4 dragons of the apocalypse: famine, conquest, war, and death to your sides, to help you fight against the collective.
Okay.
And that's what you glean from your reading. What do you do in the morning?
Find some water to pour on my fucking head. Try and clear some fog from the hungoverness and figure out who the closest member of the group is at that moment.
It would be Braylon and Lucian.
Okay. Then I think he'd hobble that way. to that tent as soon as he can.
Okay. So you hobble over, and Braylon and Lucian. How did I get that mixed up?
Got too many kids, Alec.
Yeah.
I'm more to the counter.
We look so like me and Rihanna.
The flowing mane, that's what it is.
You see Nate come into your tent.
Braylon is definitely like snuggled in Lucian's cot, like curled up next to him.
Faces away from them. So he's like inside the door, but you know that thing where like they're over there and you're like intentionally looking this way? You're like
I was going to just look at Nate and go, it's not like that.
Okay. Noted. Still looking at the floor, not looking at them, like avoiding.
Braylon is still asleep. She hasn't woken up. She's just snoring very loudly.
I thought I'd give you some information. We have a goal. We have an aim. We have a way of doing this. And it's in here. We're not done.
I don't know, Nate. I don't think this can be done.
It can. We've been close before. You've
been close before.
Yes. And who didn't we have?
Yes, exactly, Nate. That's my point. Who didn't you have?
You're an asset. You're not a barrier.
Nate, I'm not even fucking alive anymore.
Nate's whole personality is going to shift. I don't care. I will take whatever I've got. Dead, alive, mechanical, organic. I will take brawn, strength, and might of magic and intellect, whatever I've got, whatever I can use, I will levy. You're a resource. A powerful one. And a friend. I will use you. Does this seem fair?
What fair is anymore. Fair doesn't factor into this anymore, Nate. Nothing that we've had so far has been fair, so if you need to use me, then fine, I'll be used, but it's going to take a lot of convincing to make me think there's a chance. But
fine.
You have your goal, and then he's going to look at Braylon, and then he's going to look back at Nate and just say, and I have my priorities.
And that is what will make you useful. I know where your allegiances lie. I know you can be trusted. Protect her. You protect all of us. My head really hurts.
Yes, I've heard that hangovers can be quite a debilitating thing.
At that, Braylon just like groans to life. Her hair is like the messiest. She's got a mat on one side and she just like sits up, It's like, Nate!
So, hello? Again, not looking at them.
She's clothed, bro. What do you mean?
I know. He's still. Morning, Raylan.
How are you feeling?
So, how about you?
You look like shit.
Yep. I was just telling Lucian that Vidar left some clues. We've got a goal. We know what we need to do.
Can she get up and like gently go to take the book from him, but she waits for the nod of approval first?
Yep. Still not looking. Like, he just doesn't know how to deal with the situation.
It's so awkward. He's the most awkward bean, and I love him.
-1 charisma, baby.
Yep, I love it. Can I read over the notes about the dragons?
Yeah, so, now with Nate kind of calling attention to the section, you would know that you had all found a way. And Rhiannon, would you have limped over to their tent at this point?
I don't. If I didn't hear any commotion going on, I probably would stay in bed.
Okay. And Braylon, you discern that you had all convinced these dragons to join you somehow, and you would know that the dragon of death lies within the demon wastes. The dragon of famine lies within the Mournlands. The dragon of conquest is under Sharn. And the dragon of war is located within the Eel Bay, which are all main locations of Korrivar.
Just with general knowledge and all my traveling, do I know which one is closest?
So the closest one to you, would be the Mournlands, as that is directly south of where you are.
Yeah. Looks like we're going on a dragon hunt.
Well, I suppose not a hunt, but... Well...
No, it's a dragon hunt.
Okay, but we're trying not to kill them. Just to be clear, we don't want to kill them, right?
Well, what do you call it when you don't kill them, then? We're going on a dragon search?
A diplomatic visit?
Diplomatic visit. I like that. Let's call it that.
You could say we're going on a dragon quest.
A dragon quest!
Sure, you know what? That's better. I feel like that's
taking the dragons to Isengard.
I feel like if we made a story about that, we could sell that name. That's quite a
Dragon
name.
Quest.
Yes.
You know what? I just realized we don't have a name for our party.
Become one of the groups who run around having names now, are we?
Come on, Lucian.
Can I suggest one?
Yes. I think I know what you're going to say.
We've defended this place. This whole planet is our home. Our hearth, if you will.
I knew you were going to say that.
The Hearthlighters.
Like it.
Will kindle a spark, a flame, and burn away the shadows of this world.
Braylon just stares at Lucian, waiting for his approval.
Let it be a name. It's the fitting one. I will not wear a uniform, though. I refuse.
No, I had like name tags planned out and stuff.
Sorry, Raylan. I would quite rather stake myself.
Only vampire jokes. Oh, good lord.
So the Hearthlighters is what we want to go with, or the Hearthlight?
The Hearthlight.
Hearthlighters.
The Hearthlight
saying?
or Hearthlighters?
I'm just saying, I feel like fire starters would have been a better one.
Aha!
Fair.
With it, fire starters.
Fireball.
I think at that point it's just then. I mean, we could go with several other variations. This was just an off the cuff. Look, really, I think we should think about it a bit more. But still, I think the idea stands.
Quite like the Revengers.
No,
Ooh.
absolutely not.
Revenger.
We're not exactly
Symbol.
the Avengers, we're the Avengers.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
No.
Sorry.
So you all
Before
go
we
ahead.
leave the tent, I'm gonna take a darker tone to this. I'm sorry, guys.
Go on.
Oh,
Braylon
no.
is gonna pull out a silver dagger, and she's gonna look at them both, and be like, "Just for our own benefit," and she's gonna slice her hand open and look to see if the wound heals.
Ooh. Turn off the camera.
Ah,
She dropped out of the call.
of course. Nate will pull out a similar one and make the same moves.
Sorry, guys. I'm just fixing the cameras really quick.
Oh my
No.
god. I thought you were gonna tell us sorry, guys.
Odin
Nate's
Odin had a really good name in the chat. The Hearts of Hearth.
Hearts of Hearth.
Aw.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I was fixing the cameras. Can you catch me up on what you just did?
We're checking to see if we're infected by slicing our hands open.
We're
Doing a blood pact.
There's no infection. Your hands bleed like normal.
Does Lucian?
We're already
bleed?
so injured.
That's my next question, Lucian. There are now 2
What?
open wounds in front of you.
Oh, fuck.
Oh god.
No.
Okay, so yeah, Lucian's eyes are going to go like his pupils are going to like go from like orbs to being like slits, and he is going to like throw himself to the side, as far away from everybody as he can possibly get. That's what I meant to ask, Alec. Is the I know you said that it's since the collective have come, it's very very cloudy and stuff. Is there any sunlight breaking through?
No,
No.
It's,
Okay.
Well,
it's perpetually cloudy.
So yeah,
strikes detected.
he just throws himself as far back as oh fucking hell. Snacks to oh man no. Yeah, he's as far away from them as possible. Specifically, if any of them would notice, he's as far away from Raylan as he can possibly get.
Okay. So
He
Like,
knows the taste.
Like if he could, Jesus fucking Christ, lad.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
If he could climb the wall, he'd be climbing the wall.
right.
I don't know if it is a wall, but
No,
like
it's
you know what I mean. Right? Okay, so yeah, he is as far back away, and it's like a blip. Like he moves a lot faster now.
Yes.
Are you okay? What's wrong?
I grab Nate's hand and I like cover the wound to try and like hide the smell.
What's going on, Braylon? Lucian, what is happening?
I'm not. I can't.
It's a little hard to resist certain needs now?
Right. Duke of a foreign nation with pale skin, sharp fangs, occasionally turns into a bat. Makes sense. Hold on. He's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself and Braylon. So 2 actions, 2
Okay.
spell slots.
Yay. Thanks. Sorry, I didn't even think. That was a bad idea.
Really can't resist it anymore, guys. Way.
No, like it was a good idea, but not right now.
Yeah.
It just.
I didn't think of it either.
He's
definitely
gonna
been a
kinda
few
like,
days since he fed as well.
yeah, it's like a necessity. Now he has to feed like once. He has to feed a decent amount like every 7 days. No. He's gonna kind of like have his hand up at his nose and then like kind of bring it down and then try to smile through it and be like, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag now, isn't it?
I think you have to.
Sorry, what?
I think you need to be more specific with Nate. He's not the smartest.
Nate,
Sorry.
yesterday when I told you I was no longer human, before there was a human part of me. That's not there anymore.
I thought this was some sort of I've given up my humanity into rage or something, but
Oh no, I
literally.
literally gave up my humanity. I am a full-blown, wall-crawling, bat-turning, blood-drinking, very much like my father being vampire.
And when you say that, there's kind of like a rap at the tent. And Lieutenant Nerva enters. And she
We let go of hands immediately.
I turn away so that I can, try and get my eyes to go back to normal.
and you see she kind of like glances between Braylon and Lucian, and then Nate, and then back to Braylon and Lucian. Like an
Hi,
extra
honey.
Can I
time.
please?
How are you?
Can I please
Hi, honey.
make a performance check? It's like, oh,
Please,
I'm
please
so
do.
hungover.
Please do.
My
Oh God.
Lord,
Please do.
this is
Make
really
make
bad.
check.
You have -1 charisma.
Please roll terribly.
Please.
8.
Oh yes. Yes.
And she's like, she just kind of takes you in for a second.
And it's literally this. It's oh.
I just got like Pirates of the Caribbean 2 with Nate just going, oh, Nate!
Oh,
well,
Nate.
good to know you're feeling better. And she looks to Lucian, and she goes,
Shit.
"Do you want help with that? There are ways my order knows how to cure, and I hate to use that word, cure, what you're going through."
I'm gonna have to roll for that.
Like his hunger or his vampirism?
You can draw the conclusion
Vampirism?
you can draw the conclusion that she's referencing his vampirism.
What?
Of course she has that just stored up somewhere.
She's a paladin.
In her prison wallet.
Just has it in her back pocket at all times.
Just like a wooden stake comes out of her back pocket. This is the cure.
That doesn't kill me. It just makes it so I can't move. So meh.
Yeah, he already told me. I know more.
At
Nate
that
does
he's
not
gonna
know this.
Sorry.
at that he's just gonna shake his head and be like, no, I'm quite all right.
All right.
It could be. It's a resource. It could be used.
All right. If you change your mind, you know where to
I
find
know where to find you. He does not like Lieutenant Nerva at all.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, neither do I. You're good.
Nobody does.
I give Lieutenant Nerva a like knowing look of like, let's talk.
Mm-hmm. And with that, we're going to cut over to Rhiannon. So Rhiannon, as you're kind of resting in the morning and you wake up and again you feel that absence, there's a wrap on your tent.
You mean a wrap?
Who's left me this wrap?
Who's left me this wrap?
Oh my word! That's really nice.
It's Eminem. He's just here.
You open it and you just see your palms are sweaty, knees, sweet calves, heavy as vomiting.
Vomiting, sweat already.
Alec, what do you mean by wrap?
So,
Sorry.
Like, someone is knocking on your tent, basically to ask to come in.
Who is it?
A friend.
Who is it? Be more specific.
My name is Boldre.
What?
I was a friend of Vidar's. May I come in?
Sure. Come in.
And you see a man walks into your tent in very plain clothes, very like peasant clothing, and he looks like he's got some some charcoal or dirt on his hands, like he was working with a forge or a flame, or and kind of like smudges on his face. And he's got, dark brown hair, but then these very piercing blue eyes. And he says, "Thank you for allowing me to come in. I'm so very sorry about Vidar."
You said you were his friend?
Yes, we were quite close. And I'm quite saddened by his passing, but I'm proud of him for what he did.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Check the vibe.
I'm so suspicious.
So start.
No, Daxus, it's not Jeff.
How about this? I have a
State Farm.
I have a +0 to insight. I got a 19.
He is telling the absolute truth. Him saying that he was close with Vidar and that he's proud of what Vidar did, he is telling you the truth.
Are you from his town?
In a way. Did Vidar ever tell you about his order?
You guys talked to me about it.
And what do you remember from these conversations?
That he was a paladin of Moldera.
When you say the name,
service.
he gives you a knowing look. What did he introduce himself as?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Sorry.
Sorry, what did you say your name was again?
Boldera. But I use Boldre to get by.
Okay. Fucking knew it. I had that. I was like, that sounds familiar.
How are you here?
Well, with the lieutenant and her followers, they are followers of me, and so wherever my followers congregate, I'm allowed to walk amongst them. And I'm using this chance to make you an offer.
gotten plenty of offers. Not a lot of them have ended well.
Well, I'm hoping to perhaps correct that or give you something that you can use, because you don't have your connection to your magic anymore, do you?
How do you know that?
Rhiannon, I'm a god. It's, I know these things.
Do you know why it's gone?
Where did your magic come from?
When I was little, I fell into a fairy circle.
Mm-hmm.
I get my magic from the Feywild.
Right. And what did you use your magic for?
What's that mean?
When you used your magic, in what way did you use it? In malicious ways, in helpful ways, in protective ways? How would you use it?
I used it however I saw fit. I used it to protect myself. And people like Vidar.
Right. And how did you feel when what happened with Vidar happened to you?
Are you like blaming me or something?
No, I'm trying to draw you to the conclusion that the stress of what you went through, your body, your soul being brought back to your body after leaving, it severed your connection to the Feywild. And I'm here to offer you my strength to help you on your journey.
What, do you want me to be your paladin?
Not necessarily. But I'm here to offer you my magic to help you.
Why? Why me was most special about Vidar to you?
Well, Vidar was one of my most devout followers. But I'm here to offer this to you because of how Vidar felt about you and how much you meant to him. And he gave himself to me for you to all get home safe. And I feel I still owe him. And so if I can help protect you, I feel it will make him happy. And if my community is happy, I am happy.
Okay. I believe you.
And he opens his palm, and a small fire begins to form in his hands. Just a very small one. But it is of the most brilliant golden colors you have ever seen fire burn. And for a moment you're looking at him, and he's not the peasant. It's like he's made of light. He's made of warmth for a moment, and then it's back to the peasant-like shape. And he says, if you accept me, all you have to do is take my hand.
I take it.
So you take his hand, and you are immediately filled with this sense of warmth and comfort. That feeling of the campfire that drew you back in fills you completely. You don't have to try to remember what it felt like. You know what it felt like. You feel this, like almost like this furnace inside you get kicked back on. And he says, it will take some adjusting, I'm sure, as you figure it out. But now know I will be watching. and I will help you in whatever way I can.
Is Vidar okay?
He's just fine.
Thank you.
And he nods his head, and he goes to leave. And he stops one last time, and he turns back to look at you, and he says, "Your friends are going to need your strength. Just remember, like Vidar did, when it seems like there is no light, look inside and you will find everything you need." And as he passes through the tent flaps, he's gone. And there's a single spot of sunlight right where he left.
Can I cast create bonfire?
This the flame is like you make it, and it's almost unwieldy for a second as it is larger and looks different and feels different. And this is something that we can discuss out of game, Gina, on what you would like to do.
Yeah.
You now draw your magic from Baldera.
Sick.
Yes,
Out of curiosity, because I don't know, and I can't remember, what does the holy symbol look like? What is Vidar's holy symbol?
That is a great question. Let me text Vidar for a exact description.
Please, Daxus, if you were in, just because I feel that might be
We
important.
require your knowledge.
I feel like I've seen before. It looks like a flame in a hearth.
Please hold for text. He's typing.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about names. I'm still like Hearth something. Where are we at?
Where
I was thinking Heroes of the Hearth.
Like that.
Yeah, but calling yourself heroes. It's
You're cocky.
yeah, bit cocky. Can we really call ourselves heroes? Can we do that? Are we allowed to yet?
Not right now,
So
no.
it is dark iron with a red insert to mimic a flame within a fireplace or hearth. And at the same moment that Rhiannon took Baldera's hand, Nate, you feel like a little bit of warmth where you're keeping the holy symbol.
Didn't he give that to me?
Did you give it to her?
I tried to give it to
slapped
her.
Away. You slapped it away. You didn't take it.
Yeah, I did.
So where you're keeping the
Okay.
holy symbol, it is warm, comforting almost,
Okay.
like a hand warmer on an icy day.
Can I take it out?
You take it out, and you see the warmth comes from that, and it is glowing just a bit in the center.
Are Lucian and Braylon here?
Yeah.
Just a question for Nate. Nate, are you religious? Do you believe in gods and things like that?
He believes, but he's not. He's never been a holy man. He's more of a not a material person, but he looks at it and he's just, it's warm. It's Vidar's hearth.
Can I put my hand on it?
It's warm. Lucian?
I'll avoid joining in on that. My kind and holy symbols don't tend to go down well.
So,
Do you...
Sir, go ahead.
I assume you don't mind being associated with such things. I see you no different. You're still the man you were.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not. I can't be. It's like you said. I'm a resource. And I have to accept what I am. And I have to accept the bed that I made, and I will do so. Because what you said is true. I might not believe we have a chance. But I do believe there's something worth fighting for. And as long as they're there, I'll continue to fight. So I am a different person. I have to be for that. And no, I don't mind being associated with a symbol. I was making an attempt at levity. Obviously, my sense of humor has not improved since I lost my humanity.
No, you've been great company.
Braylon.
Is there any way when they're speaking I can step out with Lieutenant Nova?
Yeah, absolutely. So you step out of the
Okay.
tent with Lieutenant Nerva.
Hi, how are you?
So this is the first time that you've really looked at her really since you came back, and you see she's
And not being naked? Yep.
Yes, and you see she's got she's got a wicked scar from her shoulder all the way up her cheek to her forehead.
I reach out and run my thumb along it.
And she winces just a bit. She's like a gift from the Prime, I believe you call him.
You okay?
Yes, alongside your friend Luos, we were able to send him running.
Good.
And that spire shouldn't be in commission for at least a bit, but we had to leave before we got overwhelmed.
Did you get a hit in?
What was that?
Did you get a hit in?
Oh, I got plenty.
Good.
You did not like my light.
I wanted to ask you about what you offered Lucian.
Yes. We have ways.
You can cure.
Yes.
How?
Well, vampirism is the body is moving, but the soul is no longer intact.
And what happens to the part of him you remove?
It's not removing, it's returning. We can return that part to him. To make him human. Or at least what he was before he gave himself over.
Can you make him fully human?
Perhaps through more extreme measures? Yes. That would require... And she hesitates and swallows hard. If we were to make him fully human, that would require us ending him as he is now and then resurrecting him. Because if the undead body dies and we bring it back as a fully living body, the vampirism in theory should be gone.
And if someone was to offer a trade?
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that since it's not with a deity. It's a matter of life and death.
Sorry, there's a cat.
Cat butt.
Sorry. I need your help with something.
And what's that?
I'm trying to speak to someone who has passed on.
All right. Who?
I don't have a body. I don't have anything. And I know that clerics have certain powers when it comes to it, but I need some questions answered.
Who are you trying to reach out to?
Lucian's father.
All right. I can attempt it. Perhaps. Does Lucian know?
I don't want him to know. He won't let me.
All right. Well, we can arrange that. Come see me tonight, and we can try. I can't guarantee anything, but we can try.
Just anything. I appreciate the offer anyway. I really do.
And she nods her head. So what are you going to do next? All of you.
I think what Vidar set us up to do, and that's to go on a dragon hunt.
Do I even want to know?
You always disapprove of my decisions, so no, not really.
Am I wrong in saying that most, if not all of them, are very risky and life-threatening?
Yeah, but you kind of like that.
Then she kind of gives a smirk. You're right. Just be careful. And come see
Always.
me tonight. And she gives you a kiss
For
on the cheek.
for like speaking to dead stuff, or like other things, because that would also be, you know.
We are going to speak to dead stuff.
Okay.
Depending on how it goes, will determine whether we even want to do that afterwards. After what we
You
see.
like? Do I ever say no? Do I really ever say no?
No, but
Yeah. That's what I thought.
all right. And she just kind of like flustered turns and like walks away.
I
give her-
intensifies.
I give her a
kinda
kiss
believe-
before she goes.
Okay.
I kind of believe you're going to grasp me into my dad, and then you're going to have the cheek to get your nookie after it. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, babe, that was so hot. The way that you brought him back to life. Oh
Do
my
you
god.
expect anything less from Lynn?
That sex was totally poggers, but now can we speak to Daddy
Poggers.
Strahd?
So
Jesus Christ.
Nate and Lucian,
Fuck.
we're gonna cut to you guys. Today truly is a true and blue RP only session, and I love it.
I'm good with it.
I love
Nate-
RP
After
session.
last session,
Yeah,
we're not. We
need-
can't even fight. We're not.
We're not even remotely in shape, too. Nate and Lucian, it's just the two of you in the tent.
Just the two of us.
So what do you guys plan on doing next?
Lucian has some stuff he wants to try, but it's stuff he has to do alone.
Okay. I meant in the grand sense.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's something that we need to discuss with the entire party, but I feel that it's somewhat reasonable to assume that we try what we know as being the most likely course of success and what's left by Vidar.
Seems like a reasonable course of action.
Yes. And I this symbol, as much as it's warm to me, there's someone that needs it more. Lucian, I'm gonna go give this to Rhiannon.
Always. There's some things I should see to anyway.
Yes, of course. And listen, I know I'm not exactly the most talkative individuals, but Vidar said that we should get to know each other. So, he's going to change hands, put the holy symbol in his left, and offer his right. And he's going to say, Nathaniel Patrick Cole, Guardsman.
Then will extend his hand, which is now deathly cold, grasp Nate's hand and say, Lucian Sergei von Zarevich, Lord of Barovia.
I feel mine was a little underwhelming now, but it's a pleasure to meet you.
What you see as underwhelming, I envy.
I wish to know you better.
Perhaps one day you will.
And Nate's going to turn and leave. Make his way to Rhiannon.
And you walk out just because I want this moment. You
Fuck
walk out
no.
while Lieutenant Nerva and Braylon are locking lips.
Yes.
Turn around, back inside.
You just see the string of saliva as we part.
Oh.
It's just
I
like,
can't handle the
I
awkwardness.
step inside.
Oh my
and I'm like
God.
inside the doorway, like
Sorry.
the tent flap is behind me, and I just look at the ceiling, and then I look at Lucian. I'm just like,
They were kissing again, weren't they?
there was a spit trail.
Yes. Lucian seems like a mixture of annoyed and like I don't really know. Like, I mean, like he doesn't like Lieutenant Nerva, and there's like a look of annoyance on his face, and like he almost like rolls his eyes as if like, okay, I was intending on going outside, but that's that fucking put to the dirt.
I look at Lucian. I'm just like, do you think they're done?
I truly would wish for nothing more.
Nate risks a look.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Braylon standing there now and Lieutenant Nerva walking away. And I imagine Braylon's just like watching Lieutenant Nerva walk away.
Hold on.
As Nate comes out, can I wind him? Can I like elbow him in the stomach?
Yes.
I'm nat 20 on my performance check to pretend that I didn't notice anything.
All
Damn
right.
it!
So you just hit Nate, and Nate's like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Wow, Braylon, good to see you here. I thought you'd moved away.
Did you see anything?
Huh?
Did you see insight this fuck?
I mean, it's a nat 20, so you're gonna have to roll real well.
It's a 19.
Oh fuck.
It's a 19.
Wait,
It is.
It's a big
Jesus.
19.
Insight.
Minus
What's my
one.
insight
Roll
at?
nat 20.
22.
He's like, this is the best acting you've seen him do, but it's still like he's all giggly and awkward and.
No, absolutely not. I didn't see anything. See? I honestly, I've got a real bad headache, and that's only a part lie. Ow.
I poke his chest and I'm like, work on your lying.
It's not one of my strong suites. And he's gonna leave.
All right.
Okay. Bye, Nate.
Braylon, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, walk away. Walk away. That's what I thought.
I've been trying to corral all these cats all session. Braylon, what are you gonna do?
Oh god, I'm not really sure.
Would you like to?
Can I stalk Nate?
Sure. Like, are you actually stalking him? Or are you trying to be obvious? You're hiding it? What?
I want to be super stealthy and just kind of follow him.
Make a stealth check.
I don't know enough about Nate. Let's find out some stuff about Nate.
Gotta be high.
What's your passive perception?
17.
Low. Wait, yours is better than mine. Shit. Wait.
Nate's
Fuck.
good at most things except for talking to people
15.
and knowing things.
So, Nate,
Shit.
as you're making your way through your camp through the camp to Rhiannon's tent, you because you're used to Bishop, you're used to like kind of keeping your eye out. You hear kind of a knocked over can for a second, and like, would you make a big scene that you see like Braylon is like there like hiding?
No. Nate's gonna stealth.
Nate's gonna try.
Oh no! Shit. Wait,
Just
passive
cat and
perception's
mouse.
good, bro.
So make a.
I have
make a
plus
stealth check.
7.
Make a stealth check.
I've plus 7. I have mithril plate mail. And I got a 9.
Oh. Well.
In
Nate
total?
Tries so hard.
Nate tries to. Is that a total?
That's a total.
Oh, Nate tries.
I rolled
to
a
tuck
2.
Around. Nate tries to tuck around a corner, but you clearly see him like his foot sticking out because he has a crutch, so he's just not that stealthy as he normally is. And while this scene happens, I'm gonna cut to Lucian in the tent. Lucian, you said there's some things that you wanted to do. On
Yes,
your
the
own.
first thing he wants to do is he has an oath of vengeance, which he acted on when he thought Braylon had died. He struck out at the Drowned King in revenge.
Yes.
He saw Vidar die and he saw Rhiannon die, and he didn't attempt to avenge them.
Okay.
So I would like first to reach out to see if the tenets of his oath have been broken.
Okay. Roll me a
'Cause
D100.
Alrighty. Okie dokie.
Fuck. Bran!
Give me 2 minutes to fish out the dice. D100, yeah?
Yep. D100.
My cat is playing with my dice.
That's adorable.
You like the dice?
It's cat food. Magic cat food.
Oh, we rolled good. That's a 19. Good job.
Haha. I've never had this on a D100 before, but I'm going to show it.
Roll one.
That's a 1.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Well, that's not. I mean,
Right up
good or
1.
bad? I mean, if it's divine intervention, that's great. If it's anything else, that's really bad.
So, how are you trying to reach out?
Basically, so one of the things that he gets for being Oath of Vengeance is Hunter's Mark. So he's just going to look at like a bird, anything, literally anything. He's not going to attempt to attack it, but he wants to attempt to place a Hunter's Mark on it.
Your hunter's mark still connects.
Okay, can I size and relief at that? And then in doing that, he's going to look at he's not going to look at the sun sword, but he's going to look at his other sword, his dancing longsword.
Yeah.
And the runes that are inscribed on that, the blade singing runes. And then he's going to go try and find a quiet place and try and recall every single thing that he's learned through his years of learning magic, specifically about necromancy.
Okay. What specifically are you trying to remember?
He's deliberating between whether he needs to be two forms of a sword-wielding, magic-wielding person, or if he'd be more useful focusing on one that teaches martial prowess and one that teaches magical prowess, rather than looking at two disciplines that teach martial prowess.
Okay.
Because blade singing is all about channeling magic and how you move with your weapon. And then being a paladin is almost kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
or at least in his mindset it is. So he's now sitting wondering if he's adopted this much of his father's behaviour, and like Nate said, even in this state he has a resource and he's a valid resource, then maybe his dad had a point about other practices that he took part in.
Oh no.
Okay.
So he's going to
What have you done?
he's very, very much considering changing his focus of his magic from blade singing to necromancy. Not doing it right now, but he's just trying to, like, if he does make that choice, does he recall the principles of necromancy, the spells that he would know at this basic level?
Make a history check for me.
Sweet! Necromancy dice. Necromancy dice are dangerous. That is a 14 plus 8. 22.
Jesus.
So, you've blocked a lot of it out from your childhood, like your father's teachings, just out of pure spite, because of your relationship with your father. But with some time and some effort and some focus, and if you could, some tears, as you remember your childhood, you're able to recall a good amount of your lessons. Because whether your father was an asshole or not, you were a good student. You were an attentive student. And you're able to recall the basic tenets of necromancy.
And in his mind, if he does, he's weighing the pros and cons, and he's gonna think about, like, when him and Braylon first met and how, like, when they first talked about, like, he talked about his mum, she talked about her brother, and he's gonna think back to that and be like, at least it might be a way to bring something back.
Okay.
And then he'll just sit and face the east, almost like daring sunlight to come through.
All right.
And that's him.
Okay. So, I think right there, while we wait for Gilly to get back, is a good time for us to take a quick break so people can pee. And we've got about an hour left here of the session. So if you would all please stick with us. We will be right back. So guys, take a 5-minute break. Is that enough, or you want more time?
5 minutes suits me.
Yeah, 5 is plenty.
So take a 5-minute break. I'm gonna talk through some ads real quick here. So come back at 8:07. Go grab
Sweet.
yourself a drink, a beverage, use the bathroom. So for those hanging out in the chat, here, let me hold on. I'm gonna tell Nate really quick while he puts his headphones back. We're on break. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, Nate. So come back at 8:08 now. At this point, I'm gonna just talk through some things that we got going on. So thank you so much for tuning in to episode 3 of Infection Season 2. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Harley had to step away for personal reasons, so that's why Harley is not being seen right now, just as a heads up for that. We've got a lot of other fantastic shows happening on the Worlds Guild. We've got Vanguard Protocol, which happened this morning, which is a Mutants and Masterminds game. We've got I Don't Know, Probably Bears, which is a Dragon Age system game, and it has the best title of all the shows on the Worlds Guild. We've got To the Skies, which is a steampunk D&D campaign that's run by Bran. I think it's on a hiatus at the moment, so there'll be some other things happening in that Wednesday night slot. And then we have Origins, which is a homebrew D&D campaign run by Dungeons and Doodling. So make sure to, if you like what you see, please make sure, if you're not already, Origins is working out schedule, and they'll be back soon. Thank you so much, Hannah. So make sure to keep your eyes out for that. If you like what you see, make sure to drop a follow. Thank you for being here. Other things happening on Valentine's Day. Over on Chromatic Dice, we will be doing a charity stream for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Our goal is to raise $1,000 to donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation. Everything that Chromatic Dice has collected up until this point in donations and subs, we will be donating as well. So if you are interested in that, make sure to head over to Chromatic Dice for details, as there will be trailers and things for shows coming up very soon. But I need to pee, so I will leave Rhiannon and Nate to entertain you. I'll be back.
Fly me to the moon and let me sail among the stars. Is that what we're supposed to be doing here? What are we...
I don't know. I don't play any instruments. I can't accompany you.
Neither do I. No, it's fine. I don't even sing. I was just thinking of something I can do in that moment.
I have a gun. If that's entertaining.
That can be a musical instrument
That's pretty entertaining.
if you use your imagination.
Yes.
If you use your imagination, Gil.
Magic. Look, Nate doesn't have an imagination.
Magic. Just a quick questionnaire for Nate.
Yes.
Has Nate ever kissed a girl or been in a relationship before?
I saw Odin text in the chat. I'm curious.
So I think this is probably something that needs to be properly found out around a campfire.
Okay.
Two things that I get from that. He's either never kissed a girl, never been in a relationship, ever nothing, or he was in a very serious relationship and it ended badly.
We'll figure that out at another point.
Or he's got
I
different
don't
interests.
I don't want to give that out. This doesn't seem like the appropriate time to let them
Yeah,
know.
that's fair. We need to have campfire stories.
But I want to know.
We really don't know
Also,
anything about
I would
Nate's
like
backstory
to-
or anything as well.
I know
Yeah,
about his mom. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's about it. And that's purposeful. But also, have you guys checked the Discord? What do you think?
What is it?
If you check the Discord.
In the infection Discord?
Fly me to the moon. Let me say
among
among
the
the
stars.
stars.
Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter or Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, he knows more lyrics than we do.
I've got the
I was a swing singer for a while, so
You're a
really?
swinger.
yeah, I'm a
Don't say
singer.
it like that.
Classically trained.
He's a swinger.
When Alex said in the biblical sense, I almost lost my mind.
I
my God,
honestly
that's so
almost shot soda out my nose.
I made one of those as well. Here, let me put it in the chat.
Wait, what'd you make?
One of those like animation, like those.
Oh yeah.
What are they called?
It's
Yes.
called like Wombo or something.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Wombo
Wombo art.
art.
Yeah, because like Nate didn't have really a single line the last time we played it that like really encapsulated it, but that felt
Yeah.
right. But yeah, what do you guys think of the name that I suggested? Because that's like a
I like Hearthstone.
I like
good.
it. I think it's too much of a
Mm.
mouthful.
Hearthswarm.
Oh,
Hearthswarm.
Hearthswarm. I like it a little better.
Hearthswarm.
Hearthswarm.
Hearthswarm. I need to go talk to Jeffrey.
Jeff, the guy who's left in charge of the camp.
I want to see how he's going.
The entire camp.
My backup character.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeffrey
By
was
the way,
definitely.
I've got the
I go see
fucking
Jeff.
best. I've got the fucking best idea for it as well.
Jeff was just definitely just sitting in one place the entire time all the armies were gone, and
100%.
as soon as one person got back, he was like, "Oh, thank God, somebody do my job."
I'm just imagining I go say hi to Jeff, and then Dax just enters the chat.
If Dax takes over the role of Jeff, I will cry.
Please, I miss Dax, baby boy.
If we
Sweet
run into
boy.
him next session, I feel like he might be like someone we run into on our way to the dragon.
I think so.
I don't know
He is
how.
the dragon.
He is the dragon.
Plot twist.
What if the
He is
dragon
the
to-
dragon?
If the dragon can take human form, maybe.
I think they can. They can polymorph.
What if the dragons are actually the friendships we made along the way?
No.
They're just My Little
Dragon.
Pony characters.
You mean the dragon of conquest,
Magic.
war, death,
Death.
and pestilence?
Well, hold up.
Absolutely.
You guys are literally friends with a dead guy. Okay, so death is there.
Hey, I'm best friends with the dead guy. Thank you very much.
I'm friends with the monster.
Monster,
the
this I do
I
right.
could make that really sad.
Go.
I
If I
really
wanted to, but I'm not going to.
So when you did that whole thing of like wakes up cuddling and Lucian, I was like, I imagine it being that Lucian just sat there and then like when Braylon came in and he was just like kind of sitting there doing his thing, reading or something, and then like she started snoring and he was like, "Oh, you're there."
Covers her mouth.
Forgot
Well,
you
I
were
guess,
there.
and then he just sat there like, okay.
Yeah, Nate does not understand the relationship at all.
She
he's
really
no
sees him
clue.
as like her brother in a way.
Nate has no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they
he's
got
trying
just got
not
like
to
a.
think about any of it because like too much thought process involved.
I just thought it was funny that he came into the tent and was like, "Oh, yep," and then he left the tent and he was like, "Oh, yep."
I don't know where to
Surrounded
look.
by Braylon's choices.
And it's the most innocent stuff. They were cuddling with their clothes on. They were sharing a kiss. It's the most innocent stuff.
Yeah, but look, Nate. I'd like to point out, Nate is not Gil. Nate is very confused.
I always considered Nate to what's his name? Matt, the guy who
Dax.
plays the doctor. He reminds me of the doctor a little
Matt
bit, and that
Smith.
like
Matt Smith.
yeah, Matt Smith. He reminds me a lot of Matt Smith in that kind of like awkward moments.
Yeah, but Matt Smith flirts. He flirts with like River Song. Anyway, sorry.
All right, are we ready to come back?
Later in the
Yeah,
season, he
indeed.
does. In the beginning, he's like, "What the fuck?"
So we're gonna jump back to Nate and Braylon. Nate, you have not stealthed away. So what do you do?
No, but like I
He thinks he's stealth.
do I think I've stealthed or do
That
I
is an important question.
do I know that I fucked it up?
Lav, you notice him. Are you pretending not to notice him, or
This is
I
a
see
lot of
him.
fun
Can I
games.
roll my stealth check again to just vanish?
yes? Please roll a stealth check again.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Amazing.
Oh my god, guys, it's a 26.
So you go to look. She's gone.
I'm like sitting there like,
Like lost her.
and then like yeah, and I start moving off. Like I'll just get up normally and start moving. Like with the mithril plate, like I don't make any extra noise.
Yeah.
So it's not incredibly stealthy by that point, but it's like I think I've lost her, so I'm just gonna make my way towards Rhiannon's tent
Making my way
And,
downtown.
because he does have the crutch still.
Right.
No, actually, you know what? He's not gonna be wearing his mithril plate while he's kicking about town. He's not gonna be wearing any of that.
Okay.
If anything, he's probably just got like his side sword, which is a long sword, and that's about it.
He's just naked,
No, he's wearing full clothes. He's just not wearing his
Just-
armor.
swinging his schlong around.
I'll roll
Talk about-
Constitution for
Talk
that.
about a side sword.
No,
These are the important
Roll a
questions,
percentage
guys.
dice for me.
All right.
I'm
so
not doing that.
Where are you going, Nate?
Anyway.
Sorry.
He's headed to Rhiannon, and he's sort of
Oh no.
No. I thought
Oh,
I was
as he
frozen.
sort of-
as-
You glitch
You're
out. He said,
frozen.
as he sort of, and then you stopped.
oh,
Oh.
as he's walking, he's sort of holding the holy symbol up, and seeing how it reacts as he moves closer to Rhiannon.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
He's holding up the symbol and seeing how it reacts as he moves closer to Rhiannon.
Okay. Now I got you. I heard. It gets warmer.
A lot of
The closer, not like hot, not like it's gonna hurt you, but it gets warmer as you get closer to Rhiannon.
Good. Then he smiles to himself and closes his hand around the symbol. and continues on.
Okay. To Rhiannon's tent?
Yeah.
Okay. Braylon, the tail, what are you doing?
I'm just following.
You're just following?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see Nate stops to look at the symbol, closes his hand around it, and then makes his way to the front of Rhiannon's tent.
Okay.
Nate, do you go in?
He's got to ask first, so it's... Rhiannon, I have something for you.
Is he in the tent? Or is he outside?
I've not stepped in yet, no.
You can come in.
I brush aside the tent flap and I'll step. Yes,
Oh.
Luna.
Yeah, Luna.
You've been so good all game.
Tell him.
But I'll step in and stand there, and the hand's gonna open up. I'm just gonna look at it. He's gonna look at Rhiannon. I tried before, but yes, this is yours. It was his,
I need you to go lay down, baby. Go.
but it's not for me. This is your half.
I hold out my hand.
Burn bright.
Oh. Do you know who Vidar worshipped?
I'll be honest. It was a god of the hearth, a god of the light, but I've never been much good with names, especially that of gods. They're so
Name's
far out
Baldura.
of, excuse me?
Baldura.
Goldura. Goldura.
I just saw her.
Him.
I will try to remember that name.
Good.
Goldura.
I hope you do.
And would you mean you saw them?
She just... Someone came into my tent. They said they were the god Baldura.
I don't particularly like to associate with deities. Not from any lack of respect, but simply from a point of simplicity.
Well, you told me
I'm-
earlier that Vidar was with me. So clearly you saw something.
Yes, I saw him. Not a god. A man. A good man. A good friend. And he was with you. That is what I'll believe in. I'll respect Goldera. I'll respect the gods of many creeds, of many nations, of many types, but the man, the woman, the creature, that's what I know. And that's what I'll trust in. And if you don't mind, I'll put my trust in you.
As long as I can trust you.
Yes, Braylon. You're muted.
I'm going to assume that I probably can't hear a whole lot of this conversation.
I mean, it's a tent, so it's not very
Yeah.
soundproof.
While they're speaking, I'm going to write a letter to Lucian. I don't know how this confrontation with Strahd is going to go, so I'm just going to write him a letter.
Okay. So write the letter and then send it to me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So some time passes, unless there's anything else that people want to do. Some time passes, and night or day turns into night. And Braylon, you find yourself at Lieutenant Nerva's tent. And my dog is about to bark.
I can. She's so cute, though.
I need you to go. Give me 1 second while I close my door.
Oh, good. You're fine.
I know, honey. I know. I'm gonna wrap it up soon.
Damn it, Luna.
Give me like 30, 40 minutes, okay?
Luna just wants attention.
So cute. She wants
I
some
get
love.
She just wants love. Or food.
She's gonna shove
One or the
the door
other.
right back open. Okay. So you find yourself at... She's fighting with the door so hard. Damn it. Luna, I know this has been a very emotional session for you. But I need you to go lay down. And there's Harley. Who just fell off the bed. Okay.
Gracefully.
Okay. I will be back in just a moment.
Yeah, go feed the doggos.
I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
they're so cute.
One
You're
second.
fine. You're all good. We'll entertain the crowd.
You know this is like a meme at this point, Luna. They know
Mhm.
this. They know this is gonna happen. Every single game that I've streamed, I'm not muted. Well,
Show me what you got.
Wait, what you got? Lav, I think I'll point out with that, Nate's not trying particularly to be quiet. He doesn't really think that anyone's listening in. So if Braylon hears any of this or wants to hear any of it, she can hear that. And it's
Cool.
Also, that cat and mouse game had to pay off for something.
That what?
The what?
Just like the cat and mouse game of I'm gonna roll stealth check. roll
absolutely.
sweat, Perception.
Absolutely. it
Roll
did.
stealth.
Yeah.
It was too good. It was too good. I love that.
So one stealthing on crutches, one failing.
I'm a ninja, bro. You can't see me.
I love that. I've failed on her first stealth. Gil saw her. He turns, and then she's gone.
There was
She
only one
evaporated.
possible. I rolled a fucking 2. I have a +7 to stealth.
You're on crutches.
Since
One
I became a full-fledged vampire, I've now got a +8 to stealth.
Jesus. I feel so
I got-
bad.
I got-
Lucian's
I
been
got,
beating
uh,
himself up so much.
I got a +2 to my dexterity, and I got a +1 to my charisma, which brought my charisma to 20, and it brought my
Jesus.
dexterity to 19. So I've now got dexterity 19, intelligence 18, charisma 20. Still got a
Oh
wisdom
my
of
God.
Still got a wisdom of fucking 13.
Still get
Sitting
that.
there, just not wise at all. Has no common sense. Knows everything about fucking everything, but doesn't get common sense.
You see, Nate's pretty fucking good at the common sense thing, just not very good at the knowing or the talking.
Rhiannon
I
has
know and talk.
+5 intelligence, but +0 wisdom and charisma. She can only do one thing.
I basically a +6 to perception, which I now am going to have disadvantage on at some point, which I'm not looking forward to. I'm a +8 to sleight of hand. I'll steal stuff from you guys.
I am. So I have all the decks
Why?
of being a vampire now.
Why not?
Because we're your friends.
Yeah, fair. Friends.
I
don't
can't.
suck with each other.
I can't go inside. It's now just anything that's considered a residence. I can't go inside it without being
What
invited.
about like enemy homes and things like that?
I've looked this up on the Grim Hollow site, which is the rules we're using, and they specify it as they adopted it similar to Bram Stoker's Dracula. If the windows are closed and the doors are closed, it can't get in. If the door is opened, it can't get in. But if a window is left open, it is considered an invitation.
That's kind of cool.
What if it's like a
So
cave
there's-
and there are no windows?
I mean, a
Then
cave
it's just
doesn't
a door.
have a door.
I think a
But it
cave's
does have an
okay.
entrance.
But there's still,
At some
like an
point-
opening.
Yeah, at some point there
You
are going to
guys.
argue at what point you're allowed or not allowed inside of a.
I guess that would be.
dwelling.
I guess that would
take
be
door,
the end thing.
I
Because
think door like
surely-
an entranceway.
Yeah, because what if you rip the door off of a house? Then you could just walk in.
Then there would still be a doorway.
There'd be
Be a
door
doorway.
So there would,
frame.
there would
What
still
if you
be
broke the
there would-
doorway?
I don't know, because then that comes the thing of like Dracula wasn't able to enter a building, but then when somebody took out the bay windows, which were basically an entire wall,
Mm.
he could come in.
What if you just took out the lintel?
What if it's a gate and it doesn't? Does it count as a door or not?
What about a gate?
Yeah, what
Can you
about
cross
gates?
fields?
Yes, if you cross it. Although actually, this is one thing: I cannot cross running water
I heard
Unless
about
I-
that one.
unless I fly over it.
That
But
means you can
so,
So you
turn
can't
back,
walk
right?
through
What about if
running
you're on
water?
a boat and you have to cross the ocean?
but
I
I'm
don't think
but
that
I'm-
counts.
Yeah, I'm on a boat. It's
Okay.
that would be fine. I'm sure. If I end my turn in running water, I take damage. If my invitation of where I am is rescinded, and I don't get out, I take psychic damage. If I'm dragged inside a building that I'm not invited into, I take psychic damage.
Even if you're unconscious?
even if I'm unconscious.
Start making death saves.
Oh,
Or just
That's
well,
like
that's
statistics.
good to know in case. In case that happens.
I can't be healed anymore.
You can't be
Oh,
what?
Can't be healed
Heal?
anytime somebody heals me. It
shit.
doesn't. I don't get health. I get temporary hit points.
Nate's gonna have to have a
What?
really weird conversation with Lucian now because I've just had a horrible thought.
What?
What?
Which is worse, the infection or vampirism?
Oh shit.
At least with
The
vampirism,
infection,
you
you're being controlled by something. You like lose your free will. I
Vampirism,
feel like vampirism
If
is.
it was Lucian, it would at least be controlled by someone that I trusted. Oh dear God, this is now going to be a bit of a
Guys,
clusterfuck.
I've been trying to speak with Strahd since like when we first killed him. And I'm so happy right now I have this opportunity. Also, Bran, I'm sorry. Do you remember we were having this conversation? And I was like, can you help me? I'm trying to talk to someone. And I lied to you. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
I saw your
Um,
reaction and I was like, fuck.
Imagine grafting into my daft thick.
Philosophical question of the day of our time: what is a door?
What
But
is
Yeah.
in the
classified as a
context
door?
of vampires, is it a
Yes.
door frame? Is that enough, or is it an entryway that's enough? And what distinguishes
And could you
a window
trick-
from a door?
Shit.
Could you trick a vampire? Could you make a fake door?
Why would you want to do that?
I
Why
don't
you
like
just
this
invite them-
conversation. I feel
in?
like you guys are trying to basically Batman this, so you've got a method of killing me just in case.
Well, I'm just saying, what if like there was a doorway, but it was covered, and then there was a door, which was not a door, which
Well,
was in
here's-
fact.
Here's what I want to know. You know how the Family Guy and the James Woods thing with the a piece of candy, right?
Ooh, a piece of candy.
If he gets trapped under a box, does that count as a domicile? And if so, if he's not invited, does that mean for as long as he's stuck under
Put him
there,
in a
he takes
box?
psychic damage?
If it is like a hamster cage, does the hamster live there? And does the hamster have to invite him in?
What if it's like an inn that like is like run by dogs? Do you have to
What if
be
What if-
invited in?
What
What
if
if
he's a
there's a-
bat and he goes into a hamster cage?
What if it's a garden and there's a bird that lives in the garden? Does the bird have to invite him in? Like,
Does he have to give like a tweet?
Okay.
What is
basic-
a
bas-
resident count
basically-
as a sentient
Or would you
being?
be robbing the
Basically-
place?
basically what we're asking is Lucian basically dead now?
Are you
Do you
dead
have
now?
a soul?
What is life?
Can
we're
he be
we're
infected?
trying to.
Do vampires have
He's
souls?
not a living being anymore.
No, I don't have a soul anymore, so that's
You
actually.
don't.
I don't know.
That
I
makes
don't
my
know if I can be
question.
infected. If I can't be infected, I'm immune.
He's immortal.
Okay.
Actually, true. You can't be infected.
Oh god, here comes the stress.
Yes, the stress. You were writing the letter. Rhiannon and Nate were talking.
Mhm.
Do the two of you have anything else? Two of you in the tent.
What?
Well, no, we're getting to Braylon. Getting to Braylon with Lieutenant Nerva.
Okay.
So Braylon, you enter the tent, and Lieutenant Nerva is sitting there, and she's got her armor off. It's hanging on a rack, and she's in kind of her plain clothes, like a linen shirt and pants. Just chill out.
Look, it's not even me.
Sorry,
it's Nate.
I'm just
Nate's
saying,
the
no,
one.
look, it was just because her rack was out. Sorry, carry on.
And she's sitting there, and she's sitting at the table, and
Oh, I'm so stressed.
she says, "So are you sure you want to do this?"
Yes. No hesitation.
All right. You have more experience with him than I, so we're gonna have to use your experiences with him as an anchor. See if we can find him.
Okay.
So please, take a seat.
Is she sitting on the ground?
No, she's sitting at a table.
Okay. I sit across from her.
With a candle in the middle.
Okay.
And she offers both of her hands palms up across from you.
Okay. I take her hands and I squeeze them tight.
And she says, "Now before we do this, if anything starts to go south, I'm severing the connection immediately."
Will you be there?
I'm kind of holding the door. So in a way, yes.
Can we have a safe word or something?
Well, why don't we just use the one we normally have?
You mean artichoke?
Yes. Artichoke.
Sorry.
By the way, terrible safe word because it has the word choke in it.
We discussed this before session.
Yes, we totally discussed this.
Braylon is.
Just pulling up some notes. Okay.
You're
go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
She's gonna focus on the stories that Lucian has told him, as well as the first time that she saw Strahd in the flesh, the day that he was killed. She's gonna close her eyes and just keep running those memories through her head over and over again.
I need you to roll me a D100 twice.
Okay. Okay. The first one is 65.
Okay. And the second one?
Jesus, that's a 89.
So, I think I need to change this just a bit. You close your eyes, and you begin to think of these memories and these thoughts, and you feel the warmth of the lieutenant's hands in yours. And suddenly you open your eyes and you're in this dark space. And then little candle lights begin to light around you. Little candelabras. And you see there's a single red carpet underneath your feet, leading up to a chair. And you see there's a figure sitting in the chair.
She's gonna reach for Promise. Is Promise there?
Your gun is at your hip.
It's there?
Yeah.
Okay. She's just gonna put a hand over Promise and she's gonna step forward.
You're gonna step forward towards the figure?
Yeah.
So as you approach and you get closer and closer, you see the person has their legs crossed. Like, like they're kind of lounging in the chair. And as you get closer, like, even though you're not physically here, you feel like a headache starting as you get closer. Do you continue forward?
Yes. I push forward even with the continuous ringing in my ears and the headache. She pushes forward.
And the headache increases and it hurts so badly. And I need you to make me a history check.
Oh god, I'm not good at that. One Harley dice, don't fuck me. Okay. 16.
So with a 16, like, your head hurts. And suddenly it's almost like as if you have this snap realization that you felt this headache before. Back at the fortress.
Well.
No!
No.
Interesting.
Can you run?
Looks like you took a part of me with you when you fell.
And you see the drowned king sitting in the chair in front of you. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
No!
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed episode 3 of season 2 of Infection. It was a heavy RP one. And
Can I swear for a minute?
yeah, please.
This is, if you are under the ages of 18, please close your ears. You have 3, 2, 1. You utter cunt!
I
can't believe you did this!
Sketchy
motherfucker! Oh my god, no!
Look, to be fair, Bran, you understand that some of these people don't have necessarily the same sort of understanding of how the more delicate phrasing of profanities go.
Oh man, that ending.
I was not expecting that at all. I was like, it's gonna be Strahd, and no, it's fucking not.
You didn't even have the decency to spit on it first. Fuck's sake, man.
I was not expecting that at all. I was not.
In this campaign, Strahd has become irrelevant.
Who knows? Thank you all for joining us for tonight's session.
I can't end it here. I have to wait 2 weeks.
We will be back in a week or 2 for another session, so make sure to watch our socials for announcements. The episodes, the first, second, and third episode of the season will be posted on YouTube soon. So please keep a lookout for that. Check out our sister channels, Asgard D&D Adventures, Chromatic Dice, and all these other. We have what's the other? Dead Bard Society. Check out Dead Bard Society.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Cantrip Cast. There's so many great networks out there, y'all. Make sure to check them out. There's a lot of great shows out there. I know we only have so many hours in the day, so thank you for spending the last 3 with us. I really appreciate it. You have a lovely rest of your evening. I'll catch you on the flip side. And
motherfucker.
Bye, guys.
Mwah.
Bye.